Part 25K, Electromagnetism and Fire on the Flat Earth. Refresher. What is plasma exactly? It is just electricity that charges the gases around it. Where does electricity come from? From the living body you live in, or Bob. Or even more specifically, the electrical signals inside of the neuron of its brain. Electricity and electromagnetic radiation can also create fire from water. How do you make fire out of water? By splitting the molecule into its base parts, hydrogen and oxygen. Method number 1, electrolysis. Not going to get heavy into the science behind this. If you want to learn more, look up electrolysis. But you need a power source, direct current. You need an acid-base solution. You need an anode and a cathode. And the particles will split, and one hydrogen will go to one of the rods and oxygen will go to the other rod. Another way is electrolysis with salt water as the solution. You can even do it with a battery in the solution. Bubbles forming are hydrogen and oxygen on the battery connectors. So that's how we get water to split into hydrogen and oxygen.
A portable device that makes fire from water has been developed within a European research project. It doesn't use flammable gases, it produces its own fuel as needed.
This is an electrolyser system we've got here. It's been developed to use a standard mains electricity supply and water. The water is split into hydrogen and oxygen gases and fed into a torch where a flame is produced, which can then be used for brazing or any other industrial application where a flame is used. So it's just using water to make a flame, basically.
Hydrogen and oxygen are recombined at the very tip of the torch, creating a flame that's cooler and much easier to handle than commonly used mixtures of oxygen with propane or acetylene.
Now you can see that the melting is taking.
Hydrogen-based flame is more gentle and cleaner too, because it only produces water when it burns.
So what else does electricity and electromagnetism do? It emits radiation. Not going to get heavy on the science, but it goes from gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible light that we see, infrared, microwaves, and radio waves. On the right-hand side are the radio waves. Method number 2, radio waves, or radio frequencies. Electromagnetic radiation, radio waves, also splits the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Look at what this inventor did with electromagnetic radiation, radio waves, salt water, and a spark.
You have enough in there?
His machine could actually burn salt water. John Kansas discovered that his radio frequency generator could release the oxygen and hydrogen from salt water and create an incredibly intense flame.
Just like that. If that was inside a car cylinder, you could see the amount of fire that would be in the cylinder. I can put my hand in here.
Put your hand into the beam, nothing happens. Put in a fluorescent bulb and it lights up immediately. Top engineers have checked out John's amazing invention and they were amazed.
And we saw it go up to 1,500 degrees centigrade, the temperature. And it's incredible.
This simple Stirling engine is running with the heat generated by the flames coming off that test tube. The fuel, nothing more than salt water.
This is the most abundant element in the world, water. And salt water is everywhere. And to see it burn actually gives me chills.
So imagine the possibilities. Salt water as the ultimate clean fuel.
So when the electromagnetic radiation gets high enough during the EMPCOE, the electromagnetic radiation can split salt water into hydrogen and oxygen, releasing copious amounts of those two gases back into the atmosphere. And with the plasma arcing, providing the spark to the highly conductive salt water, the hydrogen gas, which is extremely flammable, will ignite. And I just showed you what increased oxygen does to a fire. Saltwater bodies will ignite and burn at the surface during the EMPCOE. Revelation 20:14-15, King James Version. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Just another reason to stay away from the coastlines of the oceans, seas, and salt lakes of the world. Also, stay away from dried up salt flats, which are old dried up salt lakes, because those will refill with the rainwater and become saltwater lakes again. Salt deposits in the United States, salt domes, and rock salt formations. Next video, part 25L, Blu-ray Death Star on the Flat Earth.